I think another thing that was older than Peridot was I really wanted to have like Steven being like bullied online. Like
Steven getting cyberbullied.
Yeah.
What?
Starts a conversation like that. I just sat down.
Alright, so bullying Steven aside, Rose Quartz would confirm to us during the early season 3 episode titled Greg the Babysitter that gems all emerge with the understanding and the knowledge of who they were supposed to be.
When a gem is made, it's for a reason. They burst out of the ground already knowing what they're supposed to be, and then that's what they are.
But the problem is that our girl Peridot would just straight up contradict the claim that all gems emerge with their purpose already in mind when she'd reveal during the season 2 episode titled Back to the Barn that she was actually, and I quote, a natural technician and a certified kindergartner.
And I didn't fight a 1,000-year war for this planet's independence to take orders from the likes of you!
Excuse me? I am a natural technician and a certified kindergartner.
What?
Yeah, unlike literally every single other gem that we'd get the chance to meet throughout the show, this single moment at the very least implied that Peridot had two roles. She claimed that she was a natural technician, which we should be able to agree was most likely the purpose that she emerged with, and much more importantly, our girl Peridot also claimed that she was in fact a certified kindergartner. The word certified here is definitely at the heart of this mystery. I mean, it's as at Shadowcat753 would bring attention to, right? Does Peridot being a certified kindergartner mean that she was trained to be a kindergartner by a more knowledgeable gem? Why would that ever be a thing on a planet like Homeworld that was portrayed as being as strict as they were about their residents sticking to their one job throughout the entirety of their existence?
No, you're confused. A pearl can't build a thing like this.
Why not?
Because pearls aren't for this. They're for standing around and looking nice and holding your stuff for you, right?
God damn, girl.
Alright, so at the original Soundwave Sulfur 1814 said, there can always be flaws in a gem. Certified doesn't necessarily mean trained. It can also mean evaluated and approved of, which is 100% true, but this doesn't address the mystery at hand. I mean, Peridot claimed that she was first and foremost a natural technician, which we saw evidence of when she did things like repair the communication hub on her own during Cry for Help. But Peridot additionally claimed that she was a certified kindergartner, which we also saw evidence of when she did things like read Jasper like an open book by simply just looking at her exit holes during beta.
She's even got frictional rock melt. It's glass all the way to the back. Actually, I've never seen an exit hole this perfect.
Now, I completely understand why some of you peeps believe that the word certified here was implying that Peridot emerged as being a kindergartner from the beginning and would later be confirmed to have been competent at her role by one of the diamonds or whichever higher up gem that she answered to, which is where her quote-unquote certification came from. But you know, this doesn't change the fact that Peridot in her own words apparently had two roles. At Kaylee Bachelor 6857 said, I think that gems come out having a specific purpose and can rise in rank within that category. For example, I think Peridots are born as natural technicians, as she said, but our Peridot went above and beyond and thus was sent to certify in being a kindergartner. Another great example, I think, would be the rubies. They are born guards, but depending on how good they do, they are able to be assigned to higher gems such as a sapphire or jasper. Gems are made for a specific purpose, but that purpose can be utilized in many ways. And Kaylee's comment feels reasonable based on all of the information that we got the chance to learn from the show, right? Except at Lamy Piano said, I imagine that era too, when resources are running low, a lot of gems were forced to take on additional roles to fill in the gaps left by the lack of Pink's essence, and newer gem tech being an external tool that needs to be learned, which feels like another reasonable comment based on all of the information that we currently have at our disposal. And it didn't even stop there. The vast majority of you cooked so hard in the comment section of the poll for this video by writing out incredibly well thought out theories as to what the heck Peridot meant during the scene in question. But 99% of you were wrong. I was wrong. My original theory aligned with the belief that gems could have been able to rank up, and this was based on Peridot revealing to us during the very first episode of season 4, titled Kindergarten Kid, that she was smarter than the average Peridot.
I don't get it. I'm smarter than your average Peridot.
Like I briefly mentioned earlier, I was entirely wrong as well though. Rebecca Sugar, who was of course the creator of the show, along with Ian Jones-Quartey, who was an executive writer on the show as well as a husband, would break down Peridot's origins during episode 3 of the second volume on the Steven Universe podcast.
So we had a lot of ideas for like that first season, and a lot of them were about discovering the past of the gems. And then we were thinking that, we need another thing where the gems are discovering a new thing that's happening in the present. And suddenly, Peridot became the exact right character to do that with, because this was someone new in the present who the gems didn't know.
Within the exact same episode, Rebecca Sugar and Ian Jones-Quartey would then go on to explain the role of a Peridot in Homeworld society.
And I thought about that a lot with Peridot, is like she really believes in this system and that it's good for everyone, and she's only just meeting people for whom it's not good, for whom it failed them. And that's sort of what her arc is like really getting to know them and realizing like, oh, you don't fit into this structure that I believe in so much. But I think that's also the thing that makes Peridot really likable, is that she seems like she is like really conceited.
Yeah.
But she's not. She's a grunt. She's like basically a janitor.
You what?
So there you have it. Peridots were janitors. Wait.
She's just given herself over to a higher power.
Yeah, she believes in something that is so much bigger than her, and she thinks that it's good for everybody.
Yeah.
I say maybe not janitor. She's like she's a maintenance worker.
Yeah.
She's like there to fix the warps. She's not an important gem, and she knows that, and she's fine with that, because as far as she's concerned, that's just how it works, and everyone else should understand that they're not important too, because that is just how it is, and anything else is just some sort of weird denial.
Yeah, you heard it from the creators of Steven Universe themselves. Peridot wasn't some kind of super important gem who was entrusted with 2 roles, or a hardworking gem who managed to climb up the ranks. She was simply a maintenance worker. I mean, this would perfectly explain everything that we've seen her do on the show, but this also means that Peridot claiming that she was quote-unquote a natural technician and a certified kindergartner was basically just trash talk, or her trying to make herself appear to be more important than she was to shut Pearl down.
Excuse me? I am a natural technician and a certified kindergartner.
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
At Delta 064, who was one of the few people who actually saw this answer coming, said it's probably something silly like having a certificate hanging somewhere in her house. Does she even have a house? Or getting some head parts from a superior once, which makes her totally certified. Otherwise, it probably means our Peridot was much more dedicated and achieved more feats back then, working 3 times harder than the rest to compensate, being 3 times shorter. Either that or it's just a joke we're taking a little too seriously. Who knows? You knows, Delta, you knows. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this discussion, and I'm really hoping that lots of us stars will be able to find the time to tell us the truth behind if it was possible for a gem to gain more than 1 role through hard work or through some other kind of mysterious means. Because I'm sure that it's yet another worthy contender to get called out as being one of the darkest secrets of a fallen gem empire.